Hi everybody, my name is Robin and welcome to my channel, Bird's Eye Stitches. This is a channel about cross stitch, so if you are new here, then welcome. I hope you are here because you have a love of cross stitch like I do. And if you're returning, also welcome. I assume you are here because you have a love of cross stitch like I do. I cannot imagine anybody sitting and watching these videos that did not love cross stitch. In fact, when I try to talk to my friends about these Flosstube videos, they'll say, what do you do on the video? And I'm like, I sit and I talk and I show things that I work on and I talk about my plans for stitching. And they're like, okay. So yes, if you are watching, thank you for being here. Speaking of new people to the channel, there has been quite a few new people who have subscribed. So let's see, today it's Sunday, it is October 2nd. It is nighttime, so I'm a little bit more scattered than normal, but that's okay. Nighttime filming, Flosstube number 38. Between episode 37 and 38, I went up to Oregon where I saw my friend Carolyn from Seazook Stitch. I stayed with her. I went to the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit Retreat. It's got a very long name. It was the retreat put on by Acorns and Threads. There is an entire glorious video about our experience. It was my first retreat and I got to experience it with my friend Carolyn. Cannot ask for a better time. We did do a video on that together. It is on her channel, which is Seazook Stitch. I don't think that there is anybody subscribed to my channel that is not also part of her channel, but if there isn't, or if there is, then definitely go and check it out. It's a really fun video. I mean, I'm a little bit biased, but I think it's a fun video because it was her and I getting to talk together, which is way more fun than me just talking to my cell phone. So yes, go watch it, go love it. And thank you for being here. So, okay, if you are not new and returning, you might notice that my backdrop is yet again different. I did say that it was going to continue to change. So while I went on my retreat, my other half was amazing and built me this wall. So we had gone to Home Depot and I couldn't really picture what I wanted it to look like, but I pulled out some wood. We got the wood, it was here waiting. And I thought when I came home that we were gonna have to put this thing together. But I came home, ta-da, there's the wall. So what this wall is it is going to be the backdrop to the bird wall. Now, I have been talking about building a bird wall for literally a year. There is still not a single bird framed. That will change, and I have them here to show you. They're not framed, but I have them pulled to be framed. So in all the moving and things like that, it's been a little bit difficult to get to items, but I've gotten to these. So I will be showing you some birds today. I will be showing you a little bit of stitching today. I will be showing you some plans, a little bit of haul from my trip to Utah, which was before my trip to Oregon, so I will show that to you. And yeah, we will get right through it. Like I said, it is nighttime, it is late for me. Tomorrow I go to work, but it was important for me to get in here and to film, and so here we are, here we go. All right, this last week, I worked on, first of all, I gotta show this off because it's very exciting. I have my very own Acorns and Threads bag. Ooh. I feel like you finally made it as a stitcher, right? When you have the Acorns and Threads bag. I have one. I put all my stuff in it now. It's now my filming bag until I go shopping. Then it's my shopping bag. But I don't shop that often, so filming bag. All right, first thing I worked on, this is in my Garon Toten bags. Look how pretty that is. I love it. This is one of my favorite bags, just because I love foxes. So foxes are fantastic. All right, I was working on, this is Funky Bird by Barbara Anna Designs. Looks like this. I am stitching this piece for, on Facebook, there's a group called 25/7, Cross Stitch 25/7. This is my 25/7 piece. I failed miserably last month in stitching on this. I think I stitched like, I don't know, maybe a week and a half worth or so. So we're trying it again, but I'm gonna continue using this piece until it is finished. So we'll see how long that takes. So this one is being stitched on a piece of 32 count even weave by Fortnite Fabrics. I don't know what it's called. I really should probably message them and say, hey, I'm gonna talk about this piece every single week on my Flosstube. Can anybody tell me how to pronounce this? I don't know what that says, but it's a beautiful fabric. I love Fortnite Fabrics. I am here, and you can see from the lighting where I was carrying my threads. There we go. It's okay. It's going to be filled in, so I'm not too worried about it. I know whenever I'm stitching, if I'm going to do like a full coverage center, I don't worry about carrying my threads, unless it's like an expensive thread that I don't want to waste. Then I worry about it. But if I am stitching something where, you know, maybe I'm going to stitch here and then over here, and there's not full coverage in between, then I'll do like a pin stitch or something like that. But this is as far as I've gotten. And again, I use this for the 25/7 cross stitch group. I only stitch on it for 25 minutes. I actually set a timer, and then when that timer is up, I set it aside and I work on something else. I just gave my dog a haircut, so if you see me scratching my nose, it's because I think I have tiny little dog fluffy hairs all over the place. So anyway, all right, we got a little bit of progress done on that. I was actually stitching on this earlier, and I'll be pulling it back out when I'm done filming. So while I'm waiting for this video to upload, I'll be stitching on the funky bird. The next thing that I worked on was, this is Autumn Leaves. There we go. Now this is a piece that I purchased while I was in Oregon from Acorns and Threads. The reason that I purchased it is actually because I fell in love with the threads. So I saw the threads first. These are the Autumn Garden Palette by Cottage Garden Threads. They are geniuses, and they came up with this group of threads. It's a floss pack, right? And this floss pack is used apparently in a whole bunch of different releases that all came out at the market, at the online market, or the Needlework Expo. I mean, genius. So I only have one thing, one pattern that is made for these, but they're just so pretty. I'm gonna show them every time. Look at this guy. It says Golden Gully. Terracotta, gorgeous. Love that red. Spruce, looks like this. And then of course Dandelion, my personal favorite. So I saw those, and when I heard that they used these in a whole bunch of pieces, I had to have them. Then I was looking around at the table where they had some of the pieces on display that were stitched with them, and I chose Autumn Leaves. So this is Autumn Leaves. I started it with Carolyn last week. Eventually it will look like this. So you can see it's got this little emblem here, which means that it is stitched using the floss pack. I am not stitching mine on a blue fabric. In fact, Carolyn, I need to get the name of this fabric because we actually cut a piece in half and it was hers. And I don't know where I put the name. So let's see, here we go. We are here. Behind so you can see better. There we go. It looks like this. Now you can't exactly tell what's going on here, but this is a tree, the beginning of a tree. These are the fallen leaves, and this is actually a tiny little rake. So we have a little rake right there. I started on the variegated thread to go one stitch at a time here, but I'm not really loving the effect when it comes to an up and down tree. I don't love my variegation going side to side. So I'm probably going to stitch all the way across and back, which is what I did on these last couple rows. So it will still look a little bit variegated, but maybe a little bit more like a tree trunk. So we'll see how that goes. But this piece will stay in my WIP pile, and I'll be continuing to stitch on it throughout the week. It should be a fairly quick stitch. In fact, I only worked on this for less than 30 minutes. So in that less than 30 minutes, I got the rest of the fallen leaves and the beginning of the trunk done. But now that I'm done with those, it should be fairly quick. So, oh, and don't tell anybody, but I may have accidentally stolen this from Carolyn. I borrowed this needle minder from her while I was there. When I finish this piece, I will send it back. Deal. All right, that was falling leaves, and I am stitching that one in this adorable bag. It is Crafty Cory Stitches bag, sold at Acorns and Threads. It is beautiful. It feels weird to be filming at night, but to be honest, the lighting in here, even though my skin, you see all the stuff because, well, I'm in my pajamas, but my fabric is beautiful and true to color. So I might actually have to keep this one around. So, looking for a bag, Acorns and Threads, Cory. Amazing. All right, last but not least, the other thing that I worked on over this last week is actually a piece that I got from Etsy. This is a raccoon. It was sold by, I wrote it down here, La Selva Designs. I will link that below. But La Selva Designs, it is 3 little raccoons. I just did one of the raccoon heads, but it's a finish. Look at him, look at him. He's got his little head. Super cute. But the pattern, which was very easy to follow, very inexpensive, I will definitely be buying more from this seller, but it was 3 raccoons. So we had this guy doing this, and then I think we had one that might have had his hands over his eyes. It wasn't like the see no, hear no, speak no evil. It just one had one over his eyes, one was doing this, and one's doing something else. I don't remember, but this one was my favorite. So I am working on a FFO for him. I'm probably going to use I'm looking over because I have it sitting out because I've been going through everything and pulling stuff out to actually FFO some things, right? So I have some sticky board. I've never used it before, but it looks easy. I've been watching YouTube videos. We're gonna try it. So I have some sticky board for him. I actually have some leftover wood from this wall. So I'm going to sticky board, maybe get some type of a fabric, and then put it on a piece of that wood. We'll see how it goes. You will see how it goes. For better or for worse, you will see how it goes. So that one is finished. Now that he is finished, once I FFO him later on this week, I will be doing a new start because I really want to use this bag. This is a bag from the 805 Stitcher who was at the retreat. She gave out this amazing little fob here. Excuse me, again, cutting dog hair, dog fur. Anyway, I do have a piece that I picked up that this design was pulled from, so I want to get that started and put it in the bag. All right, that was it as far as actual stitching goes. Like I said, I really was doing a whole lot of working and a whole lot of family this week. That is a-okay, because that's how I can, number one, afford to go to retreats, and of course, you just can't make up the time you miss with your family. So this next week there'll be some more stitching because my daughter is with my ex, and so that gives me more time to hang out and cross stitch and do other things. All right, I had to pause there because I had to sneeze and nobody needs to see that. So, okay, that was it for the stitching. The next thing that I wanted to show you guys was just a little bit of haul. It shouldn't take very long, but it's the next thing up in the bag. Normally I do the haul at the end because not everyone cares about the haul, but it's right here. So bear with me for a little bit of haul. I think it's some fun stuff that I'll be starting to stitch here very shortly. And then I need to show you guys some birds for the bird wall. So stay tuned for that. Okay, this haul. I got this haul from the Shepherd's Bush Fine Needlework. It's in Ogden, Utah. Like I said, before I went to Oregon, this was actually a few weeks before I went to Oregon, I went up to Utah to visit some family, and there was a sunflower festival in Ogden. So we went to Ogden, and while there, of course, I had to visit Shepherd's Bush. This is my first time ever going there, but I'd heard about it, and I know I have at least one Shepherd's Bush design that I've stitched before. I recognize the sheep instantly. If you don't know who Shepherd's Bush is, they are famous for their little, well, they're famous for all kinds of things, but they stitch a lot of pieces with these little like long-legged sheep. I think I have them on a pin in here, so I will show you that. But anyway, I stopped in. The people who were working at the store were amazing, super helpful, super kind. And they showed me this. I told them that I love to stitch birds. I loved bags with birds. I loved some of my favorite colors. I said I liked bright colors, and they said, we have a bag, it's amazing. They had a bag, it was amazing. This is a huge bag. In fact, I've been really wanting to put something in the bag, but I was waiting to show you all. So, look how gorgeous this is. It's a very soft bag. I'm used to a bag being a little bit stiffer, but that's okay. It's huge. It's got a great zipper to it. The inside is this beautiful, like it's like a cream linen color, and then it's got like a shiny floral pattern to it. And then the outside, of course, orange birds. Does it get any better than that? I don't know that it does. Honestly, if I could cross stitch exactly this and stick it on this wall, I would. I love it that much. So, got that bag. Then a few patterns. So this, I did a little bit of holiday shopping, it seems. I did Christmas and Halloween. So I am definitely more team team Christmas over team Halloween. My daughter is team Halloween. So we're now trying to celebrate both equally, but I'm drawn to the Christmas, but I got a couple things for her too. So team Halloween, we have from Madame Chantilly, this is Halloween mouses. Because if we're gonna do Halloween, at least they're cute mice. Super cute. Also, they did have this stitched up in the shop, and it looked amazing in person. All of this stuff, I think they had model stitches of everything that I'm gonna show, because that's what drew me to it. And just whoever did their model stitching, yeah, fantastic. And their finishing, perfect. The other one that I picked up was, it's one of the photo booth series from Bent Creek, and this one is Frankenboo. Hello. How cute are they? I love that. I have quite a few photos of my daughter and I in a photo booth. That seems to be the main place that we take all of our photos. So it would be really cute to put those up with that guy next to it on, you know, Halloween display of some sort. Okay, then I got some things for Christmas. So this is Kind and Gentle, a woodland holiday sampler, and it is by Artful Offerings. These guys here. Go. Now this is one that they had stitched in the shop. Like I said, all of these I saw in person. In the shop they had changed out the blue. I think it was green. Yeah, it was a very nice shade of green in the store. I don't know if I'll stitch it in blue or green. Oh look, my nails kind of sort of match. Kind of. Anyway, I don't know if I'll be doing it in blue or green, or what other random color I have, but I love the deer. What I really fell in love with was this cardinal. It was just super cute. I don't know if I'm going to stitch all of the alphabet in the background. We'll see, but eventually this will be really adorable for the holidays. Let's see, this one, I don't know, a little fall, a little Halloween, kind of, sorta, but I did pick this up because I definitely wanted something that was specific to Shepherd's Bush. So this one is by Shepherd's Bush. It is Spooky Notes. Looks like this. And again, they had this one stitched in the store, and it was beautiful. So that one will be a fairly quick stitch, but it looks like there's a lot of colors in that one. So, all right, last but certainly not least, this was a huge project that I will be starting. I believe I'm going to start it in November. It definitely will not be done by Christmas, but they had up on the wall, they had Jack Frost's Tree Farm. It's by Little House Needleworks. They put all of them together on one piece. They did have some color changes, but it was so beautiful. So I don't know if I have these in order. Let's see here. I'll just show them all to you. But there's all of these were laid out together. This one is part 7 cookies. We have part 3, which is family fun. I definitely need to do some searching on YouTube to see who else has stitched this, because I would love to see if there is someone else stitching this. I'd love to see it done or see where you're at on it. We have part 2, the Douglas fir. If you're new here, you don't know, but I have a love of trees. I have a love of birds, obviously bird's eye stitches, and I've been really loving foxes as of late. So this kind of incorporates all of it as far as the trees go, the Christmas. It reminds me of where I lived in Colorado, where we actually had a fox that would come, and it was a whole family of foxes, but the mom fox would always come up and she would actually sleep on our front porch. We would put eggs out, she would carry them down, you know, for her, and I don't know what baby foxes are called, but she would always take it down there, and we would see her and little baby foxes all in the front yard all the time. But that was in Colorado, where there was tons of these giant pine trees, and this really reminds me of that. So, anyway, part 5 is hot cocoa. Looks like this. We have part 6, which is fresh pines. Part 4, balsam fir. Looks like that. And then, of course, part 1, which goes across the top, or I guess across the bottom, or in the middle if you want, is Jack Frost. And it says Jack Frost Tree Farm. Again, I'll be starting this here fairly soon. Obviously, it will not be done by Christmas, but I am going to keep it in my rotation because I really want to be able to display it in the new home. So I picked that up. I am going to be stitching it on a piece of 32 count Jack Frost. Oh no, this is just 32 count natural linen. They wrote Jack Frost on it because it goes to this project. And of course it has little bead button trinket things that come with it. So I'll show these better when I actually start working on it, but they look like this. So very excited to work on that. And they included all of their conversions and how they had it laid out. So I don't know if I'll be following their color conversions exactly, but I will follow how they have it laid out because it looked perfect in the shop. So we'll see what I have on hand as far as my own stash goes, but I should have most of what it's calling for. All right, the last thing that I got there from Shepherd's Bush, this is what I was talking about with their adorable little sheep. So this actually came with my order. See this guy here, if it will focus. Focus, focus, focus. There it goes. But that little adorable sheep with kind of the little longer legs, everything that I've ever stitched from Shepherd's Bush, I mean not now because I bought other stuff, but in the past all of my Shepherd's Bush items have contained these little sheep. So this is a little pin. I will probably remove the pin part and make it into a needle minder. So that was very nice of them to include. Okay, that is it for haul. Let me show you some birds. I want to talk a little bit about my bird wall plans and then my future plans. So, the bird wall. I have talked about stitching a bird wall for literally a year, and just due to life, my walls have changed multiple times, my homes have changed multiple times, my plans have changed multiple times, but now here we are, and I am in a permanent home with a permanent wall, and I'm looking forward to putting some actual finished cross-stitch pieces on there for you and for me to look at. So, a couple things with this. I am trying to be more active in the land of social media, so I have been on Instagram a little bit more. Still not great, but more. So I am gonna start a hashtag for this bird wall. I know that there has already been a couple of hashtags of people stitching it. And when I tried to find them, they were just really all over the place. So I came up with the hashtag stitching a bird wall. So if you would like to stitch some pieces with birds and you're also going to put them up on a wall, which a number of you have for sure, use the hashtag stitching a bird wall because I want to be able to see them all. Because my bird wall is going to grow and I want to see yours grow too. First pieces to go up there. So you all have seen all of these pieces over time. I don't have the information. I know this is horrible, but I don't have the information as far as what the piece is called or what it's stitched on. I will be gathering that stuff. Below this wall, you can't see it, but I am in the process of, with the move, I packed everything up kind of crazy, and I am in the process of going through all of that stuff. And with going through all of that stuff, I am getting organized. I am writing down what I'm stitching on, when I started it. I purchased a very fancy planner. One of these little happy planners. This is not one that has a calendar, it's just a straight happy planner that I'm using to start documenting all of my projects and all of my plans. I will show you that later. But long story short, some organization is coming to the stitch room. Just bear with me, bear with me. I made some bag tags for my current projects so I don't lose track of what I'm stitching and when I started and all of that stuff. But for these, they're old. You've seen them in old videos unless you're new. I will show them, and once I get them framed, I will have all the details. For now. First piece that is definitely going up. This is, well, I don't know what it's officially called, but it says home. It is on a gorgeous piece of green fabric. The color is coming through fairly good. I'm going to hold it up close just so you can see these beautiful birds. I did do some color changes on this piece. I remember that, and I definitely stitched it on a piece of fabric that I had on hand. It was not the called for, but when I started looking at all of the flosses that I had pulled, I love this color palette so much. Hold it up this way, there we go. Trying to put something behind it so you can see it a little bit better, but this guy is going to be framed. I don't know, honestly, if this one is going to live on this particular wall. When I first walk into my house, there is a little library area, and this would be perfect for like your entryway, right? Because it says home on it, and it's like a welcome home with the birds. But if it does not go there, it will go here, or maybe I will flip them back and forth. We'll see. So that is piece number one. And when I say piece number one, I'm basically framing all of these right now. I just did an order for frames, so you'll see them all finished roughly the same time. The next one is Lovebirds. This is a magazine piece. I did lots of color conversions on this one. It's a little bit wrinkled. Looks like this. So this is a piece from a semi-recent magazine. The Lovebirds that were done in the magazine were done on a piece of purple fabric with white floss, monochromatic. I was really inspired by the birds, and I just pulled all of the colors from what I had on hand, and I call them the Love Pigeons because my lovebirds, the shade of blue that I chose, they literally look like pigeons. So these are the Love Pigeons. They're gonna go up on the wall. The next brightly colored item, in case you haven't noticed, I love color. this guy here. I love these bluebirds. This is a piece. Put some fabric behind it here. This piece, I was actually inspired for this piece by the fabric. So it's a little washed out, but this green, it's green, like it is woe green. It's like a true, almost like a peridot. Oh, that's coming through pretty good right there. But it is a very bright green, and I needed something to stitch on it. I saw it in my local L&S, the Attic, and I picked it up and I'm like, what can I put on this piece, right? So then I'm looking around and I saw these little birds, and the photo of the birds on the pattern, it was stitched on a greenish piece of fabric. So I thought that is perfect. I got them all stitched up fairly quickly, but now they desperately need a frame. And this will look so pretty on this gray color backdrop. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, last but not least, this one is, I think it's a Blackbird Designs. My friend Andrea, you can tell me for sure, or probably any of you guys out there who stitch Blackbird Designs. I don't stitch very many, but this one called to me because it had this beautiful bird. It's got these nice little cherry basket thing. This one, many of you guys have stitched. I don't remember the name, but I will have it together once I have the frame for it. So this one, obviously a very different style from the other three, but equally gorgeous. So this one has to go up. All right, those are all the pieces for the soon-to-be bird wall. Again, if you want to join me in that, it is going to be stitching a bird wall. I will show you in my next video. I'm always going to have a piece in my rotation that is a bird that will be stitched specifically for this wall. So I will incorporate it somehow into my other challenges, but I'm always going to have it up and going so I can hopefully get all kinds of other pieces for this. So we'll see what happens there. All right, plans. So things I have coming up, like I said, when I was shopping for a couple of little buckets, I look behind me like you can see, but I've got some bins back here with the dividing, the hanging file folders. So I am going through all of my charts, getting them labeled and put in the hanging file folders. I already had one, but I had more charts than I had room for comfortably within that. So I picked up a couple more. I'm going through that. And while I was there at the office supply store, I saw this really pretty planner. So it's not really a planner, it's one of those happy planners, but it's one that it just has, I'll show you. It's just like dotted line paper. You know, it's dots that form the lines. So that's all that it is. What I want to do with this though is I'm starting to use it to track my monthly, both magazine monthly challenge and my other cross stitch goals and monthly challenges that I'm part of. So I've got a section laid out for that. I will show you what I've done so far. So this one is just for October 2023. I'm not part of that many groups, but I'm just starting to kind of get my plans together, use a little bit of washi tape to make it fun. And as I make progress on these pieces and really solidify my plans, I will continue to build this page so it will be as pretty as my cross stitch pieces. But plans, magazine monthly challenge. So if you are not part of that group, magazine monthly challenge is a Facebook group that I run with my friend Andrea, you want to help me run this group? My friend Carolyn, Seazook Stitch. The whole goal is to get people using the magazines that they have laying around, as well as to stitch anything and everything else that calls your name. So we just got done doing AB Singo, so we're actually pulling a winner for that tomorrow morning, probably, because it's wrapping up the weekend. So we'll be pulling a winner for that, and for this next month, we have an acrostic and our theme. So our theme for this next month is choose your own holiday. For me, I'm going to choose Thanksgiving. I haven't pulled my piece for that yet, so I'll show that one to you next time. But I know I want it to be something Thanksgiving-ish. Maybe pumpkin-y, fall, Thanksgiving. I don't know yet. For me, I always choose a piece for the actual monthly theme that comes from a magazine, and then for my acrostic, I focus on regular pieces that are not from a magazine. You can do whatever you would like to do, but if you want to join, just jump on Facebook, answer the questions, and we'll get you guys added. Acrostic. The acrostic is festive. So the pieces that I chose for that, I chose Falling Leaves for the F. I chose the Adventure Sampler, which is from Sam Bree Stitches. Becca designed it. It's the one that has the Bigfoot. I did show it to you guys in the video that I did with Carolyn, but you will see it once I actually put some stitches in. So I'll be doing the Adventure Sampler for the E's because there is an eagle on it. And then I have the Spring Forest Scrapbook, which I started during the Pacific Northwest retreat. And the sampler, the official sampler that I started, I call it official sampler because it's with silks, and it's a French sampler, the G. Leger 1898. I did it for I because I never envisioned myself stitching a sampler. So again, you'll see progress on all of those over this next week. The goal for me, it's going to be 4 hours on the theme piece that I don't know what it is just yet, so that's probably not going to happen until the next week. But 4 hours on that, this is over the course of the month, and then 2 hours for each of the letters in the acrostic. So looking forward to that one. Then the other challenges that I am a part of so Garon, they have a website you can order patterns from. They have an online store as well as a Facebook group and all kinds of other greatness. Garon Toten Bags, they do a focus on the designer. So this is gonna be the first month that I'm gonna participate, and this month they're gonna do the Cricut collection. So I know I have some Cricut collection in my stash. So I'm not to that letter yet, but I should be by this next week. So I will show you a little mini stash dive of what I have of that, and then which one I'm gonna choose to actually stitch. So we're gonna get that one in. And then Laura from Stitching by the Shore, if you have not seen her videos, I will link her below. Another fantastic human being, and I just love her videos. I watch them all the time. Even when I wasn't filming, I was still consistently watching her videos. So check her out. Her birthday is this month. Happy birthday, Laura. Ta-da! But she is going to be stitching some pumpkins for her birthday, and she has a Sal. So her Sal is Pumpkin Birthday Sal. So I need to get into my stash, find something pumpkin related. You will see what that is. I'm going to relate it back to the Thanksgiving theme. So it's gonna be from a magazine, it's gonna be a pumpkin, and it's gonna work for both challenges. So that is great. So beyond that, it is just the cross stitch 25/7 Funky Bird, and I'm going to just do tally marks for each day that I stitch, and I don't know, maybe write down thoughts, movies that I'm watching, yada yada. We'll get scattered around in here. With it being October, my daughter has a giant list of scary movies that she wants to watch, so we are starting that. We already watched one yesterday. It was like No One Gets Out Alive, or I don't know. It was a Netflix original. It wasn't very good. We had no idea what was going on most of the movie. This like praying mantis looking thing came out at the end and ate people's heads, and then people got healed. The end. It was bizarre. But it was movie number 1. We bonded. I stitched. We had popcorn. It's fine. We have 30 more days of movies to watch, so all good. Okay, so that is pretty much it for plans. I know I just kind of flew through that at the end. I did give my dog a haircut, and between that and allergy season, my throat is killing me. It is late, so I am going to attempt to mash these 3 little videos together because I did have to pause them to sneeze and cough, which I kind of have to do now. But anyway, thank you for watching. I will be back next week with all kinds of stuff to show. Again, if you are new, thank you for being here, and comment below because I do like to watch those. I do respond to them, And it's actually my favorite part of filming, is getting to know all of you guys. So comment below, happy stitching, have a great night, and if you are in any area that's being hit by any of the crazy weather, just stay safe, stay stitching, and we will see you next time. Bye.